Hello, everybody. Session 38 Characters in the Play, Part 2. The stepmother of Tughlaq constantly appears in the earlier scenes of the play. She is torn apart by conflicting emotions. Her overriding concern for her son is in contradiction with her awareness of the fact that he is guilty of parricide. She appears troubled and confides in Najib, the courtier and politician. She is consistently projected as an embodiment of rationality and concern. She later murders Najib in order to save her son from ultimate ruin. Tughlaq orders her to be stoned to death for the unwarranted act. Aziz is very manipulative, witty, imaginative, secretive, ruthless. Aziz provides his ironic parallel to Muhammad. Like him from the very beginning, Aziz is clear about what he is to do in future when he reaches his destination. In pursuit of realizing his dream to be rich by hook or crook, he manipulates the decision of the government, giving compensation to those whose land has been confiscated by the state. He is a Muslim, but in order to get the compensation, he disguises himself as a Brahmin. Thus, he punctures the balloon of the king's welfare policies. If Muhammad is confident that everything will be settled after he reaches Daulatabad, Aziz is also confident of his plans. He tells Azam, "There is money here. We will make a pile by the time we reach Daulatabad." Page 155. If Muhammad has disguised his true self and poses to be a very religious and benevolent king, Aziz is disguised as a Brahmin, though he is a Muslim washerman. Ironically, he appears as a Brahmin and ends up as a special messenger to the king. He becomes an instrument in exposing the cruelty and corruption prevalent in Muhammad's regime when he refuses to help a woman with a dying son in her lap and asking for help for his medical aid. Aziz expects money from her, knowing full well that her husband is bedridden and she is helpless. Asked by Aziz why he doesn't let her go to the doctor, very stoically he says, "It's a waste of money. I'm doing her a favor." For Muhammad and Aziz, politics hold a common interest. Aziz's comments about politics are ironically true. Politics, it's a beautiful word. Wealth, success, position, power, yet it's full of brainless people, people not with an idea in their head. When I think of all the tricks in our village to pinch a few torn clothes from people, if one uses half that intelligence here, one can bet the ropes of power. It's a fantastic word. Like Muhammad, he also makes use of religion and caste for his personal gains. He knows that even if the Hindu woman is not allowed to leave the camp, she cannot complain against him as she takes him for a Brahmin. Complaining against a Brahmin to a Muslim, according to a Brahminical dogma, will send her to hell, which she never desires. Furthermore, he is cruel like Muhammad in taking life of someone. He kills Ghazuddin and starts dancing after that, which shows that he has no regrets of any sort after killing someone. His singing and dancing over a dead body reminds us of the neurotic self of the emperor. After killing Ghazuddin and putting on his robes, he asked the horrified Azam, "How do I look?" "Yeah, the great grandson of the Caliph." "Laugh, the fool, you laugh. Celebrate. What are you crying for? Dance, dance." And he sings. When he is to present himself before the king, he aptly defines himself, "I am your majesty's true disciple." Indeed, Aziz appears as his shadow or the other Muhammad. It is perhaps because of this parallelism between them that Muhammad pardons him even for his grave misdeeds. Aziz is a close friend of sorry. Azim is a close friend of Aziz and his partner in the play. Both of them are vagabonds and live mostly by robbery and deception. Aziz is undeniably the more cunning of the two. Azim's actions are staged on a smaller scale, and Aziz's actions have larger ramifications. They constantly comment upon and analyze the policies of the Sultan and provide a variety of perspectives on the political climate of the play. Najib is a politician and a shrewd contriver, a Hindu who later embraced Islam. In most of the scenes, he is seen advising the Sultan on matters of political action and diplomacy. He is an advocate of ruthless political expansion and domination and presents a perfect contrast to Barani, the historian. In the words of the Sultan, he wants pounds of flesh and blood. He doesn't have the patience to breathe life into these bones. He represents the more rational aspects of Tughlaq's self and is a constant companion in terms of royal political affairs. Barani, he is a historian and a close associate of the Sultan. He witnesses and records history unfolding before his eyes. He radically differs in his opinions from the more rational Najib and is more interested in looking at events in a rational and humanitarian points of view. He is sympathetic and tries his best to save the Sultan from his own whims and fantasies. The stepmother confides in Barani and advises him to guard the Sultan from his temperament. Sheikh Imamuddin. Sheikh Imamuddin, Shamsuddin's Sheikh who meets Tughlaq, accuses him of parricide, and inflames hatred of his opponents. Sheikh's physical attributes resemble those that of Tughlaq. He is a Maulvi and probably the harshest critic of Tughlaq. He openly proclaims Tughlaq to be un-Islamic and invites his hostility. He gives public lectures and condemns Tughlaq as guilty of parricide. He tries to influence the general public through his inflammatory speeches deriding the actions of the Sultan. He is later murdered in a cleverly crafted plot of the Sultan. Some other characters in the play are Ain ul Mulk, Shahabuddin, Ratan Singh, Barani, Abbasid. Thank you.